Good morning to all of you. Happy Sunday. Here I am, back in the saddle again. Here we go. Let me give you a little tour. Ooh, the lights are bright today, aren't they? Yeah, this room is crazy. It is crazy. Maybe it'll be easier if I face this direction. Oh, the light's a little better if I do that, isn't it? Gosh, there's plenty to look at no matter where I turn, isn't there? Yeah, well, I got a lot of stuff in this room. Good morning. Good morning, my friends. Good morning. You reach back here and get my coffee. So, this morning's word art is really important. This morning's word art says, you are so much more than that insipid voice in your head says you are. You know the voice I'm talking about, right? That voice that's saying, there's no voice in my head. That voice that's saying, I don't know what she's talking about. Yeah, that voice. That one that tells you when you're not enough, when you're not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, handsome enough, kind enough, tall enough, perfect enough. That voice. That voice can be very cruel. That voice can be very loud. And the voice is just there trying to help you and protect you and make you a better human being most of the time. So, first, the bad news. You cannot shut that voice up. You can't. It's not possible. Not if you're alive, anyway. Here's the good news. You can quiet that voice down and you can train yourself not to listen all the time. I like to say to that voice in my head, thank you for sharing. Now shut up. You can come up with your own mantra. It might be, I'm better than that. Or, no, you're wrong. Or, we all have our own opinion. Or, one of my favorites, sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Unless you let them. So, stand up to that little voice in your head and say to it, really? Thank you. I mean, you have your opinion. I'm better than that. Because I promise you, you are better than that. Something big must be happening in the house. Did you see the dogs just take off to go see what it was? Can you see what's behind me here on the wall? That was my first cell phone. Do you remember the brick? Yeah, my very first cell phone. I told you someday I would take you on a little tour and show you what all these different things are on my wall. That's a good place to start, isn't it? Because here I am talking about listening and conversation and connecting. And there it is right there, the brick. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, I think so. I think so. So, xenophobia. Do you know what xenophobia is? I remember as a kid hearing the word xenophobia at synagogue on the holy days and hearing the rabbis tell people that xenophobia was a sin. Xenophobia is fear of people, that you should let go of xenophobia. I noticed that in this pandemic, particularly right now, while we're living in the fear of how huge this thing is becoming, I personally am suffering from xenophobia. And I want to acknowledge that because I want to let that go. Xenophobia, the fear of people. I don't want to fear people. I want to love people enough to keep them and myself safe. That means wear a mask. That means for the next couple of weeks, it might be of value to all of us to do a little more quarantining, to stay in, Don't go out unless you absolutely have to go out. And if you go out, wear a mask. And don't be afraid to say to somebody who's not wearing a mask, put a mask on. I think there ought to be some kind of national advertising campaign like Smokey the Bear, only have it be, I don't know, Marty the Mask Man, whatever it is. I think something has to be done to make it cool to wear a mask. I actually got into an altercation the other day. My daughter, my friend, and I were out for a hike, keeping socially distanced, wearing our masks, and coming toward us were three people walking dogs. And we all said, gee, it doesn't look like they're wearing masks, does it? Oh, they must be wearing masks. When they get to us, we'll see they're wearing masks. But they got to us, and guess what? No masks. Now, it's possible that they figured they wouldn't see anyone out that early in the morning. I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt. But when they got up to me, the man who was with these two women and three dogs looked at me and goes, well, if it isn't the smartest people in the world. Excuse me? I wouldn't have started it with him. I really wouldn't have. But when he said that to me, it just flipped me out. And I said, yeah, well, don't wear a mask. Let's see who gets sick first. And I hope it's you. Horrible thing to say, right? I know, but oh, he made me so angry. Wear a mask. Please wear a mask. It has been proven scientifically over and over and over that you are protecting yourself and others when you wear a mask. Am I preaching to the choir on this one? It's Sunday. I guess I should be preaching. Hey, it is Electronic Greetings Day. Send somebody a happy text today, will you please? Safe, sane, and happy. Let's stay in this weekend. Let's stay safe this weekend. In 2001, on this day, George Harrison died. It was the end of an era. And the end of the Traveling Wilburys, which breaks my heart because it's my favorite group in the whole wide world. It's also the anniversary of the day that Natalie Wood disappeared in the water. Robert Wagner, I think you know more than we do. Just saying. Howie Mandel, it's your birthday. Howie Mandel was our go-to family comedian. I know now he's just known as a game show host, but I'm telling you, the guy was our favorite comedian. He used to talk about his little girl when she was first born, and one of my favorite things he said was, he knew he could keep her safe as she got older if he just never potty trained her. Yeah. Thanks, Howie, for that thought that we can never get out of our heads. Also, birthday today for Louisa May Alcott, who wrote Little Women. I remember years and years ago, I was in the show of Little Women, and I, of course, was Amy because she was the youngest, goofiest, smallest of all the sisters. So, Louisa May Alcott, I thank you for that incredible experience. Not just the experience of being in a show, but of actually being able to take on a character, which is so helpful, especially when you're spending a lot of time in quarantine, to be able to be, or at least use your imagination to be other places and do other things. It makes the time go so much faster. Oh, hey, it's chocolate day. Chocolate day, yes. I mean, it's get rid of leftovers day, but it's also chocolate day. So for those of you who are chocoholics, it's your day. And you can thank the Mayans for introducing chocolate. When chocolate first came around, it came in the cocoa beans, And the first people to look at it thought it was sheep droppings and they didn't want any part of it. But it originally was just for a drink. It was like coffee beans. They were cocoa beans, cacao beans, and they made this chocolate um hot liquid drink out of it that people just loved. It wasn't until, wait, I wrote it down because I was so blown away. 1847. 1847 was the first time there was like solid chocolate and somebody made a chocolate bar. So it hasn't been that long. So enjoy your chocolate. Throw away your leftovers. It's also lemon cream pie day, but that didn't excite me very much either. Anyway, silly, silly you. You are so much better than that voice in your head. Here's to you, my friends. Have a glorious, glorious Sunday and a safe and sane Sunday as well. Yeah.